Hi, it's Nell with Joyous Garden. Welcome or welcome back. Many of you know my name is Nell, but many of you don't. You call me Joy because the name of my business is Joyous Garden. So I just wanted to say that. I haven't said that in a video in a while. This is a video of a few things that I'm doing for the first time. I'm gonna be really chatty about my background in plants. And also I'm filming on my phone. Yay! I'm sure you're just thrilled to hear that. But the pruning part of these video will start probably about halfway through. But I just wanted to do this video because anybody can buy a plant new and do a video about its care because it looks, fabulous. I always wait at least a year before I do a video on a plant. Everything I do is from experience. So that's just what I wanted to say, that this plant that you will see soon is not doing well. So I didn't want you to think, oh, everything I touch turns to gold, because it's not. It's not true. Almost everything. I have 75 plus houseplants plus plants outside in my garden, and the majority of them are doing well, but some just aren't. And it's not some, it's only a few, but I live in Tucson, Arizona, in the desert, obviously, and it can be a tough environment, or it can be a good environment for some plants. It's good because we get a lot of sunshine here. We are the sunniest state in America. Today, not so much, but we welcome the rain. We welcome cloudy days. They are like, la. I just want to skip around the house. And I was also planning on filming a couple of videos outside, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I do get a lot of sun, so that's good. I have a house that has a lot of windows too. It depends on how many windows, what the exposure of your house is. My house I'm in now is great for growing plants. But there are just some that don't. Like I tried a prayer plant here. I bought it and it looked good for about 16 months, but then it just started getting really dry on the edges and not looking good at all. So if you are a beginning gardener or you're struggling with houseplants, maybe this will make you feel a little bit better, because I also have a lot of experience with plants. I grew up on a small farm in New England. My dad was an avid vegetable gardener. My grandmother was an avid flower gardener. I have that. I was a professional gardener in the San Francisco Bay Area for about 18 years. And when I was, I think 10 or 11, my dad built a greenhouse off of our dining room, a Lord and Burnham greenhouse. It was a pretty good size, so I really got hooked on plants at a very young age, and then I studied them, and I have worked in some plant-related field my whole life. As I'm older now, oh, that's the other thing, is that I am, why not say our age? I love it when people say their age, especially when they're older. This is the last year that I'm in my 60s. Next year, I'm gonna be 70. So for all of you who are 40 or under 40, don't think that life ends then. It's just getting better and better. So I have a lot, that I told you just because I have a lot of experience with plants, most positive, some negative. So that's what I share with you. So I hope you find this video to be helpful, a little bit informative, or hopefully very informative. I usually don't open up, like this. I'm just like, okay, this is how you care for it. This is how you propagate it. I'm obviously not a very good blogger, or what's that, a vlogger? But I'll try, because I'm trying to mix it up. We're doing different forms of videos. The one on plants for low light, we did it with just photos and text, and those photos are all ours, by the way. I take a lot of photos for my blog. So anyway, on to the video, the heart of the matter here. So let's get going on with it. We are actually getting some thunder today too. What a treat. Almost. It's pretty much springtime for us now because the days have been in the 70s. So this is the start of our season. I'm going to start to fertilize my house plants in a week or so because I always know when spring is here because when I see the first snake in my garden, I know, okay. And I saw my first snake yesterday. Yay! I love my snakies, not the rattlesnakes, but anyway, here is my Prince of Orange. And this one is about 7 years old. I got it in 2017 in San Diego. If you've never been to North San Diego County, there are a lot of plant growers there, a lot of greenhouses. So I got it there. And it was really small. It was either in a 4 or 6 inch pot. It's in an 8 now. But this is how it looks, obviously. And the new growth is orangish. And then the old growth turns green after a while. It can actually turn dark green. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna completely cut this plant back here. I'm gonna zoom in for you so you can see, well, you aren't gonna be able to see with the cat. So let's see. So there's a lot of growth. Looks like what's gonna be new growth up and down the stem here. I'm going to propagate this part. I'll probably only propagate, because it has such a twist, I don't want to propagate that, but we'll see after I cut it off. And then I'm also going to get the cat off the island because this could be distracting. So we're going to go from there. I'm going to start to propagate it, and then probably in 2 months, I'll come back and I'll show you what has happened. But I just wanted to have that little talk with you first, because I think sometimes you think, oh my gosh, that person just has such a good life, or oh, this person is always traveling or doing that or whatever. And sometimes, it's just the real world. It's just, shiest happens, So anyway, let's get going on this philodendron. And if any of you have grown this plant in the desert, in a very dry climate, let me know. I was also traveling more, so I had other people taking care of the plant, so I know there's been some, watering issues too. But it's not a light issue because I get plenty of light, but it's just getting old. But I'm just anxious to see how this plant comes back, because actually this is the first time I've ever grown this plant. So let's zoom on in. So here is some of that growth right there, or a node coming out. I can see them up and down the stem. So, oh, there's one there too. So this is just going to get a big old chop. So we're going to chop it right about here, because there's also a node there. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go in right and make a nice straight, even cut there. And that is what is left of my Philodendron Prince of Orange. Oh, as I said, or as I have said, gardening is all about experimentation. So I'll put this back in the spot it was in and see how it comes back. So this is what it looks like. It has this crazy, it's like a drain pipe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut it off right here. And I'm not gonna propagate that because I have enough of this plant, one is plenty. So let's see. So I think I'm gonna take off these lower leaves for sure, because that's what you do when you propagate. I'll take off this one too. Okay, so now we can better see it. Here. Wow, it's a little bit of a challenge. I think I'll take off just to here. That way it can root there, and I can stick this down a bit and be a little bit more upright. Philodendrons tend to get a little leggy over time, you know, some of them, so that's just what happens. I was dealing with a very wild monstera. I just cut that back. I have some monstera, you know, monstera videos coming up, and for houseplants, I like to propagate in water so that I can see the action. Philodendrons propagate in water or a loose soil mix very easily. Now, like my succulents and cacti, I propagate them in a much, you know, looser mix, a succulent and cactus mix, and not in water. So I'm going to get a jar or some kind of container for this, and I'm going to get it in water. So this is kind of cool. I noticed there was some pink oozing on the island where I cut, and this stem, can you see the inside of the stem is all sort of pinky red. So that's where that came from. So here we go. It's in the jar, and I have just about 2 nodes up with water there. I have filtered water from my sink. I use that, and you want to keep it at this, you know, water level too, and change it out about every 7 to 14 days depending on how it looks, so it stays relatively fresh. So if you've made it this far, thank you, and thank you for letting me ramble a little bit about what's going on. I think we see things on social media too, and oh, everything looks so fabulous. But, you know, we live in the real world, so just wanted to be honest about some things. So this plant is going to go into my guest room along with some other plants I'm propagating. That is the plant propagation room. And that's, I give the majority of my cuttings away. This one I'm going to keep for myself because I only have this one plant. Anyway, on and on, yak, yak, yak. I hope you have found this video to be informative. And if you have anything to share about the Philodendron Prince of Orange that you've had for like over 5 years, as I said, I've had mine for 7 years. If you've had any experience with growing it long term, if you could let us know. And as always, I thank you so much for watching. I thank you for your likes and your subscribes and all that good stuff. We'll be back with another video next week. Be sure to check out the shorts. We do 1 or 2 shorts a week, which, speaking of shorts, I'm going to film some shorts this afternoon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Much, much appreciated. Bye.